Into every generation, podcasters are born. Two guys in all the world, chosen ones. They alone will wield the strength and skill to discuss the vampires, demons, and the forces of darkness, to lament the spread of their evil and the swell of their number. This is the Untitled Buffy Project.
In the 14th episode of Season 4, Walsh's creation, Adam, is on the loose. Buffy, Riley, and the Commandos are all out searching for him, but it isn't long before the monster comes home. This episode was written by Marty Noxon and directed by David Solomon.
Hey, remember last time when I said that Adam escaped the initiative through a vent?
Mm-hmm.
He did. It says it right on Wikipedia. Leaving Dr. Walsh's body, Adam escapes the initiative through a vent.
So
I was just joking last time. I was just joking.
Remember that episode when they couldn't talk and the elevator tried to kill Riley and his friends?
Yes.
Apparently they have security everywhere except vents.
The vents.
Their one weak point. The vents. It's sort of like the exhaust port on the Death Star.
Right.
They just didn't think about the vents. If only, sorry.
If only a 7-foot-tall, 300-pound demon man couldn't escape through them.
Yeah. So he's loose. He's on the run. And he kills a kid.
He kills a little boy.
I liked their interaction up until the point where I realized that he was going to kill him.
He was about to kill him?
Yeah. He's like, what are you? And the kid says, like, I'm a boy. And it's like, what am I? And the kid just matter-of-factly just says, well, you're a monster.
Kids are honest.
Yeah, in real life and in fiction, they're usually the ones who can see through the constructed reality of adult lives and just like, oh, you're a monster.
Yeah.
They decided to tell us later in the episode that the kid had been dismembered, but they didn't need to, I didn't think. I thought it was pretty clear when Adam, he asks the kid and himself, like, how do you work?
I want to see your insides out.
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
I will say that at this point, I really didn't like the Adam character. And, this is going to be the big bad? This is who,
Is he just going to keep dissecting things scientifically?
He just wigged me out. Until, the end of the episode kind of saved him a little bit, and then later in the season, I sort of got back onto it. But it's just he's just a weird monster. And they don't really talk about him until the end of the episode again, right? He kills a kid, and then we do other things.
Right.
Mostly things with Riley and with Tara and Willow.
Okay, yeah. So the initiative is fallen to, I guess it's fallen to Dr. Engelman, the assistant to Dr. Walsh. It is now his to command, and apparently he's not doing a very good job of it because people are able to break out and break in at will now.
Yes, he doesn't think to revoke Buffy's credentials.
No, he doesn't. Well, she's dead, right? Oh, no, wait.
Right, and the elevator, for all their high technology, can't detect that there's another person in the elevator besides Buffy. It's just like, oh, Xander, you go stand over there.
It's a 300-pound girl. So
the Buffy-Riley tension grows a lot in this episode, and mostly it's because he's, in withdrawal.
Right.
From the drugs that apparently the initiative was giving to him.
He's in withdrawal from the drugs and from the everything he knew falling apart.
Right, he's very resistant to help, and he's like, no, I have to go save Buffy. And Willow's like, no, you need to go lay down. You're covered in sweat, and you look like hell. He's like, no, I have to do it.
So they send in the next best army man they have.
Which is, of course, Xander.
He knows a thing or two. He knows how to look like an army man.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's the major A plot of this episode is Buffy and Xander and the crew need to break into the initiative to figure out what's going on and try and help Riley. There were slightly earlier indications that Riley is special. Engelman says that Agent Finn specifically, is too important for our work. We have to find him. We have to bring him back in. That then gets paid off when there's the confrontation with Adam at the end. There's also a very good, I wouldn't say it's a B plot, but it's just something that happens with Tara and Willow.
They're trying to do their part.
Buffy and the Scooby Gang think that it's the Polgara, the thing with the spike that killed Maggie and is loose
Right.
and is killing kids.
They don't know what Adam is. They just know that this wound looks like a Polgara demon, so that's what they should look for.
Right. So Willow, goes to Tara and says, "Hey, let's do this. Let's conjure the goddess Thespia, and she'll show us where all the demonic activity in Sunnydale is, and we can find the Polgara. It's like little, it's like, oh, there'll be purple ones and green ones.
It's like it's kind of like Dr. X's brain thing. What's it called?
Oh, that big room.
Yeah, the brain room.
The Fricanator.
Is that it?
No. So it's a really complicated.
Cerebro. I got it.
Cerebro.
Yep.
Sinestro.
They're all related.
Anyway, so they're gonna conjure this this goddess to help them find the Polgara, and spells right now are code for the romantic relationship that Tara and Willow are having. Right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Not only do like physical things actually happen to them that appear almost sexual in nature, but I mean they're just beating around the bush at this point.
Right. I mean, all of these spells involve them like touching each other and being physically very close and also emotionally very close. And 2, Tara sabotages the spell.
Tara doesn't want it to work for some reason.
That was my biggest question coming out of this episode, was why did Tara do that?
Yeah, there's a big question mark over that scene. Like, what?
So, obviously, my first inclination, my first assumption, my first theory is Tara has some sort of demonic relationship, and that she doesn't want to show up on the map or whatever.
We certainly don't know anything about her.
It's
been so vague about her background. We know that she's very interested in witches and magic.
And she's very powerful.
Yes, she seems to have a natural gift for it.
Right. So that's my first assumption. And then my mind starts racing like, well, maybe it's not her, maybe it's someone she knows. Maybe Willow is demonic and she's trying to protect Willow from knowing that. I don't know. That's a huge question mark. I have not seen, as of the recording of this podcast, I have not seen far enough into the series to know.
It's unresolved.
I literally don't know. I have so many thoughts and so many feelings, and
I can't believe how many things I've seen. Looking at the wiki, how many things they've set up. There's actually a setup for the beginning of season 5 at the beginning of season 3, which is insane. I have no idea how they would think that far ahead.
Oh, I got spoiled on that in one of the arc significance.
Did you?
On Wikipedia. Mm-hmm,
That's a shame.
Yeah, thanks, Wikipedia. So they all meet in the initiative. Literally everyone. The only people who aren't there are Willow and Tara. Riley is crazy, drunk with, withdrawal symptoms. He's angry at Buffy. He's just full of anger. And they finally have a confrontation with Adam. So
Adam just shows up, thank goodness.
He just shows up through the same vent that he escaped through.
Probably.
Yeah, Riley knows that he was being fed drugs, and Adam shows up and starts putting in... Adam comes fully featured with a 3.5-inch floppy drive. Did you notice cool? He never ejected any of those discs?
He just kept feeding them.
He has like a 5-disc player in his upper left.
Got a little cache.
Whatever. Actually, and then I went back and I looked. I was like, is there really a floppy drive? And it's they're little mini discs. They haven't made these things in a very long time. But they're like little mini discs in a case. I don't know what they're called. They worked in certain like cameras and stuff back in the day. He basically says, I've been out in the world trying to learn about myself and how things work, and he this is where he's beginning to become an interesting character. He is simple enough to be just like, I am a killing machine, but he's also sophisticated enough to know that he's a killing machine.
Right.
Whereas like people like Riley maybe don't know that. Riley is a killing machine, and he's been groomed that way by Maggie.
Exactly.
And Adam indicates, it's like, she's not literally your mother. One of my notes early on was like, is Maggie Riley's mother? And then they say like, no, she's not literally your mother. they're not going to be cheap like that. But she basically groomed him and everyone there to be killing machines. But they're totally unaware of it. They don't ever think about that. They have these lives, these like normal human lives, and they think about like sex and parties and, you know, whatever. Adam doesn't think that way. Adam's like, I'm a killing machine, and I know that I'm a killing machine. And I think in this episode, he indicates like that he's basically superior to the rest of the soldiers because he understands what he is.
And maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
He's got a good point.
Yeah. My final note on this was Spike. I keep forgetting that he got beat up in this episode. Spike has to make a choice.
He's got to pick which side he's on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can't keep going back and forth. This is the one where they reveal like the bar and everything, and Spike has to make a choice. He's got to decide whether he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy, or he has to land. He can't keep bouncing back and forth. I feel sorry for the guy a little. I mean, not really. I mean, he's a bad guy.
He's getting better.
Whatever, I guess.